Welcome to Salaam Nerds Podcast. We do reviews and recaps of your favorite TV shows, movies, and current events.
Yo, it's the Salaam Nerds. My name is Steve, a.k.a. Watch the Beat. I'm here with my boy Chad.
We drop live episodes on YouTube on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to all our supporters. Please help us by subscribing and leaving a good review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yo, Salaam Nerds. It's your boy Neebs, aka Watchbit Neebs, and I'm here with my co-host Jazz, aka DJ Martial Law.
It's martial law.
Is it martial law or then mashallah?
It's mashallah.
Mashallah. Well, mashallah, we have another guest with us today. Welcome to the show, Razi with No Fear. How are you doing?
What's up, guys? 9 for 9. I love it.
You've been on what, 9 episodes? Is that what that is?
Or whatever. Yeah, all the Daredevil episodes.
All the Daredevil episodes.
Yeah, all the Daredevils.
Yeah. So, how about that finale? What did you guys think?
I'm hyped.
No.
We had some fanboys. We had some there's no patty cake going on.
Yeah.
Nope.
We had the first appearance, issue 1 of Nightgown Man.
Nightgown Man. Defender of the
and butt cheeks out.
Yeah. Frank was looking at them butt cheeks a little too closely.
I mean,
they have a fun relationship. Hey, what can you say? What can you say? So this episode starts off with a flashback. We get to see Ben Poindexter in the loony bin, probably right after his spinal surgery that he got after getting beat the crap up by Kingpin and Daredevil. And apparently, homie can't even sign something with the pen. They had to give him a marker because he can't be trusted with the pen.
Yeah.
I was wondering about
even
that. I
notice
thought he
that.
was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I thought the set design were too lazy to find a pen, but he's bullseye. He can do a lot of damage with just his tooth.
Yeah. So they took away the metal ballpoint pen. So yeah, that made sense. It took me a minute to get it, but yes, when I got it, I'm like, oh. And I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think I was alone in not getting it at first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just realized after you mentioned it.
You know what's something else I didn't realize until somebody else mentioned it? The guy, his right hand man, not Buck, but the young kid. That's
Daniel.
Michael Gandolfini. That is Tony Soprano's son.
Wait, is it actual son?
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the actor who played him in the show.
No, I think that's his actual son. Tony Soprano's name is James Gandolfini, right?
Correct.
This is Michael Gandolfini. That's his name. And I'm just like, wait a second.
What?
Is that his actual son?
It is his actual son. I just looked it up.
Yeah, and I think his son plays a younger version of Tony Soprano in The Many Saints of Newark.
That's correct. That's what I remember. I remember seeing that and I was like, man, what a striking resemblance. I had no idea that it's his actual son. I just thought like, man, they really cut this guy well.
He has this like je ne sais quoi, or like some like he had some magic to him and I didn't know where it was, and now it like makes sense. Like his acting,
Totally.
his like style, it's like his dad, and I'm just like, that's who that is, and that had me shook.
Oh, I'm looking it up right now, and it also said other people also searched for Michael Nyquist, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
may he rest in peace.
man, that's crazy. That is crazy. All right, so in this episode, Matt wakes up in the hospital. First person he thinks of is Karen. He mistakes his girl for Karen. Yo, it's not good, bro.
Oh my
Not
god!
good. It's the
You had one job.
To be fair, maybe with the drugs and everything and the steroids that they put him on, maybe his senses got heightened and he smelled Karen landing at Newark Airport from all the way from Manhattan. Right?
Neebs.
LaGuardia.
Neebs.
LaGuardia.
What?
Come on now.
She shows up just a few hours later.
She does, but we know what really happened there.
All right.
Do
I was
we?
trying to give him some wiggle room, man.
I'm not.
MCU's biggest slut.
Yes.
Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't even get his girl straight.
coast to
there's-
coast.
There's just too many of them.
Coast to coast.
Coast to
Yeah.
coast.
This is actually how the West Coast Avengers started because Matt was a hoe.
Oh man, that's great.
I love it.
Wasn't
But
that guy? It was
yeah.
Matt Murdock.
Respect.
Oh, Matt Murdock, the F boy of the MCU.
Bro, he is not blind, by the way. Like
Yo, he so many baddies. They're all baddies. Like
every single one.
I would believe he was blind if he dated just maybe one who isn't like conventionally attractive. Like just
Mhm.
one girl. Like, come on, bro. But yeah, like Electra nachos.
Ooh.
Like how does he get this? Even Foggy's like, God damn.
Yeah. Rip Foggy.
R.I.P. Foggy.
RIP. RIP.
Speaking of dead, we get a we get a scene where Fisk is like, you know what, Matt Murdock just saved me, but like I don't care. We should probably still kill him. And Bucket's like, well, the optics doesn't look good because they were going to out him as Daredevil, but now that he saved Fisk, it kind of ruined their plan to out him.
Mm-hmm.
So now the only other option is to kill him. So he's like, a dead hero is better than a live vigilante. So he has his task force go and try to kill Matt Murdock.
First, Bucky was sent to the hospital to inject him with something, and
Oh yeah, Buck goes to the hospital, tries to check them. His senses can recognize footsteps, so he kind of like runs away in the middle of a blackout. And I kind of thought like, whoa, what's this blackout happening? And then you remember that like, since I'm an engineer, I know that Con Ed is like people who control like all the grids and stuff in New
Yeah.
York. So he had that Con Ed guy come in, and he probably had him take out all of the lights and all the power to the city so that he can inflict this rule of law that he was going to do. Kingpin is unhinged. I
a
want
fascist.
martial law. I want no due process. I want no warrants. I want no body cams. And I'm just like,
Fascist.
damn, it's crazy. And he's got his own little Gestapo. And it would make me feel a little better about this if we weren't seeing something similar IRL these days. Some of the stuff
Did
I'm
I
seeing,
say fascist?
some of the stuff I'm seeing online is very scary, and it's almost like fiction is not so far from reality. It's kind of creepy and scary in a way.
Fascist?
Yeah, totally. I mean,
Uh,
it's like how authoritarians, gain power, right? They come up with a fake national security problem.
Yeah.
Label someone a terrorist. In this case, label someone a vigilante, mass
Yep.
vigilante, and then you have this threat that you can give someone unlimited powers to, and then we've seen it all around the world, time and time again.
You really see it, and with the way like the law doesn't matter anymore, even in real world, like you could deport a citizen of the country and be like, yeah, we don't care if he gets returned or not. And then the Supreme Court is like, yeah, you guys got to do that. And he's like, nah, I don't think I will. It's kind of scary. I don't know what's scarier, what's happening in New York, what's happening here.
I mean, it's kind of the same.
That's the thing that I really like about how this episode ended, because like we're gonna skip around a little bit, but like people are like complaining like, oh, he's like, I'm gonna build an army, and it's just like 5 cops. There's no Luke Cage, there's no Jessica Jones, there's not even an Iron Fist. there's nobody. And I think that was the point of that scene, because like if you saw a bunch of these heroes show up, it's supposed to give you hope, and you're like, all right, man, Daredevil season 2, he's gonna kick butt. But since we don't see any of them, we kind of feel like hopeless in a way, and that's kind of how we feel as American these days when we see this stuff happening. It's kind of like, whoa, this is scary. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about these things and how they're bad. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts. I'm not sure if I should say a lot of them.
All right, we're not. Well,
Yeah.
I'm talking about in a fictional sense at the moment.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just saying how it relates
complete
to
fictional sense.
how it
Completely,
relates
right?
to IRL. So we don't really. All right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think like you definitely get the feeling that someone's going to come. And I didn't think about Luke Cage and all of them, all the defenders, but like there are like several streets like level heroes that could come to their defense. I mean, you got like Spider-Man 2, which had like a passing reference, I think, in episode 1 or 2. But like I think this is also why we watch these shows to sometimes escape reality. But when fiction, this imitates life. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
can't
I don't know, man.
comment, but I don't know.
It's crazy. But
Yeah.
we do get when Matt escapes the hospital and goes home in his little nightgown man outfit. We do see Frank Castle with a shave and a haircut, and it's like, oh, Karen gave him a call and he decided to get all cleaned up.
Hey, you can't really blame him, can you?
Frank's got a soft spot for Karen, and Matt can hear it. Matt can hear it.
Matt can hear it. He heard the heartbeats.
He did. He did. So we'll see. But they have this like all-out brawl. They have this great fight. Love this fight scene. He comes out from the ceiling, so like he doesn't give away that like Daredevil's in this house. And then Frank starts blowing people up, and it's like such an interesting scene, because then you have like Daredevil going, no, we're just gonna knock these people out. We're not gonna kill them. And then you got Frank just going boom, 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 stabbing, stab, stab, stab. It's just crazy. And they find out the guy who killed White Tiger. They find his little logo, and the scene is just so funny to me, because Matt wants to kill him, decides not to, and then Frank goes, no, Matt goes, he's not worth it. Then Frank turns around to some random guy and just shoots him and goes, was he worth it? And I'm just like, what's going on, Matt? Why are you picking which ones to save and which ones not to save? Like, it's so arbitrary at this point. Frank's just killing half of them, and half of them are knocked out. And like, what does it matter?
Nothing matters.
It's so funny to me, where it's like Frank just gets a pass for killing all these people.
Yes, he does.
He does.
He does, actually.
Yeah.
Let's expand upon that. Why does Frank get a pass? Because he's awesome and he's doing the things that need to be done.
No, Frank's kind of a psycho. I don't know if I would say that.
Yeah, he's got some crazy tendencies.
Like the thing is, for us, it makes sense for Frank Castle to be an anti-hero, because as the audience, the comic book does a good job of letting you know that everyone he's killing is guilty, is a bad person, right? But from Frank's perspective, you can't just be judge, jury, and executioner and know everyone's a bad person. Like, you don't know. Like, for example, like the lady who is his PR person, like, she's working for Fisk, yeah, but like, is she all bad? Like, like, it's one of those gray areas, right?
By the end of this episode, it's not that great.
She's not that great, but has she committed a crime? Like, it's one of those things where like it's a really interesting conversation, because like, yes, as the audience, as comic book readers, you're basically know that 100% everyone he kills is bad guy, but Frank doesn't know that, like, for sure. He can't be judge, jury, and executioner. So if a real person did everything Frank's doing, we would think of him as a lunatic, as a vigilante that's a psycho, because we don't have insight to that. So it's really difficult to say that the Punisher is some kind of hero or anti-hero. He could just as well be a villain for all we know. And there have been villains in superhero shows that think they're doing the right thing and they're killing people. And then
Name one.
I don't know. There's like in Batman, there's the executioner who basically was a judge and ended up becoming an executioner. There's a lot of DC heroes. Vigilante from Peacemaker. Same thing. Lots of bad cops. But it did enjoy Punisher killing all these bad cops because apparently bad cops are the ones who love him the most. And I like this show doing a little bit of like introspection of that because he goes in and he goes like, "You're all clowns. You're making a mockery of my pain. Do you even know how I feel?" But they're all like fanboys of his. And like, we want you to join us. And he's like, "No, I hate you all. I just murdered like at least 12 of y'all."
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
crazy.
gonna have to go recruit other people then.
Yeah,
Wait,
man.
I just remembered something.
What?
Now that Disney owns Marvel, can we have the Gargoyles become part of the MCU?
Why? What would they do?
Hey man, the Gargoyles are cool and they protect the city, don't they?
I guess they do. Gargoyles was going to have its own live action with Jordan Peele directing it, and it got
Stop.
canceled.
Are you
Aw.
serious?
Yeah,
Looking great.
that would have been
Sadness.
really cool. Yeah, that was in the works.
So who else is in New York then?
You got a
So
lot.
my favorite thing about this is that like New York is in chaos, and all the lights are out, and all the superheroes that are vigilantes are now being hunted, and then there's like Jersey City with all its lights and just hanging out, eating shawarma, and like Miss Marvel is just hanging out with her friends.
Yo. Weren't the Ghostbusters based in Manhattan?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you also have. I mean, you got Spider-Man. You obviously got the Defenders. You got Avengers. You have Moon Knight. You have Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, Doctor
There's
Strange.
there's
Well,
the
Doctor Strange
Fantastic
off world,
Four.
right? He's doing an incursion
Oh,
at the
yeah.
moment, and
You know what?
Moon Knight. Last time he was like out of country.
Fine. Give me the Ninja Turtles.
Jazz, not all these people are from the MCU. Why are you?
I'm
surprised.
intentionally picking heroes that are not from
That's
the
all,
MCU to come into the MCU.
No, we don't need that. We have enough people.
Fine. Watchmen.
That's DC actually. It's
That's
Vertigo
DC.
Comics.
No.
All right. So we get them jumping off this crazy ass building and landing on a car, and I'm just like, bro, that was the wildest jump I've ever seen. Yeah, like he uses Billy Club, but like I don't see the physics here. and what was Frank doing? Just expecting Matt to catch him? He jumped off like YOLO.
Yeah. Are they jumping together? Is this like joint bungee jumping?
Yeah.
Like Billy clubs.
And then Karen comes down and they're like just like shotgun.
She just drives up like, oh yeah, and you guys would be here, and you would land right here at this exact spot.
I think the show does do a good job of like blending the MCU comedy with a little bit of that dark and gritty Daredevil thing, because they're still dropping F-bombs. It's still very violent, especially when you see the Kingpin like crush somebody's skull in half. That was very violent. You see freaking Frank Castle shove somebody's teeth into the corner of a desk, and then do a lot of stabby stab. Like it's still like Daredevil-y.
But then you have like Frank also ask Matt, "So you're gonna do this with your ass hanging out?"
Yeah,
I love it.
I do feel like they do a good job of doing that.
See, that's how you know they're actually friends, because only friends would call each other out like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see these cops, and you know they're bad because they saw a kid looting, and they just shot him. And then somebody was like, "Hey, he's just a kid," and they just like put a little bit of his hoodie down, his scully down, and like, nope, he's a math vigilante, which is like really.
Aren't vigilantes doing good?
Is that the definition of vigilantes? Do they have to be doing good, or are they just taking the law into their own hands?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
someone
a
who is taking, yeah, someone who takes the law into their own hands
yeah? So
without any legal
stealing would not
authority.
make yeah. So stealing wouldn't make you a vigilante.
Yeah, that just make you a thief.
That just makes you a thief.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So then, like, them killing quote unquote vigilantes, aren't they killing perceived good guys, even though they're just not authorized to be the good guys, quote unquote?
Yeah, which is really weird because in the comics they do like all masked individuals. They don't do say the words vigilante, like all masked
Yeah.
individuals, including vigilantes, right? Uh,
Well, you also have like, if you
Whoa.
think about like human rights, you think about like vigilante justice, right? So like in India, you would have like cow vigilantes who would, Hindu nationalists that would go after like Muslims or Christians and try to kill them. So like, that's another use of vigilantes in a different context, but you
yeah,
know, that might be the way that like Fisk and company are seeing it.
that makes sense. Does make
You
sense.
know what's a disservice right now? Not Neebs, when you said that in the comics it was saying any mass individuals.
Yeah.
There is a big push right now to ban masking in public in like
Oh
And
multiple
yeah,
at
state house
schools and at
legislators.
schools and all protests as well.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. So like it's definitely art imitating life and vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be at the state capitol here in Texas next week to fight these things. That's gonna be a thing. So
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So after Matt and Karen and Frank have this little discussion, they go and they try to find the case file that Foggy was working on, and what they find out is that Red Hook is actually a free port, which is interesting because these days, a free port would be nice to be free of tariffs. A lot of stuff is. This show was filmed literally like a year ago. Why are things so eerily like
Bro,
freaking relevant
I
to
know.
today? This is so creepy.
Yeah.
it's
It
wild how
is
that happens.
it's pretty wild. Yeah.
Also,
But I mean,
there's a town just like an hour south of here called Freeport, Texas. I
Yeah.
finally learned why it's named Freeport, Texas.
Wait, is it a free port?
You know what? Let me double check that. But I'm assuming it was a Freeport at one point.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Well, Red Hook is not a free port. That's just made up in fictional sense. In IRL, it is not. Uh, but yeah. So while this is happening, Frank goes and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna go kill all these cops," and he does, and he has a little powwow with them. And they tell him how much they idolize him, and he does not give a shit about them. Uh, and then we got this is the part that really bothered me. Matt has told his girlfriend so many times how awful the Kingpin is. We know he's gone to jail. We know he's done all this stuff, and she decides to work with him. Very similar to people who you respected and like being fans of another person who might be a little fascist. Um, yeah, that's really interesting. And I'm like, girl, like Matt warned you so many times. He just like took a bullet for the Kingpin. Maybe it's time you believe him. But
Oh my god.
what?
Freeport is a Freeport.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
Who would have known?
Jazz. Do you need your ADHD medication today? You're
I
all over
do.
the place.
I do.
All right. What happens then? I really think that she's going to end up being a villain. I think she is definitely after her thing with Muse. I think she's definitely because she
Yeah.
goes onto it. She goes like, "Daredevil saved you. Daredevil didn't save me. I saved me." I'm like, "Girl, please." Like you would have been dead.
yeah, she's an actual character in the comics, which I had no idea.
Yeah. Someone's rumor that she becomes Muse too.
She dated no, not. Oh, I thought she dated Foggy. Wait. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah. Also, another person who's a character is Cold North. So the guy who was the one who killed the black cop who killed White Tiger is an actual real character, and he
Yeah, he
had an
is.
untimely. Yeah, so he was a real character too. All right. So other than that, we kind of just see Karen have a conversation with Matt, and they're talking about how, like, you know, he doesn't see darkness; he sees 1,000 burning suns, and kind of gives you like an idea of like him being hopeful. She's like, he, like, you saw a setup for him. He knows like all these cops are outside. He's like, she's telling him not to go in, and then, like cliche, every hero ignores the person and ends up going in, fighting all these people, and somehow either winning it as a trope or somehow getting captured. But in this situation, he didn't do that, and he was like, you know what? No, let's go and regroup and get some more people and raise an army. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was a fresh take, and I feel like this was like half a season, but like for this half of the season, I was like, it was pretty good. I really did like it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they said
Yeah,
they
I
were
would
gonna
agree with that.
do. Yeah, they said. I think at one point they said they were gonna do like 20 plus episodes,
Yeah, I heard
and then
that
they
too.
sliced it, and so that kind of makes sense why they kind of like have this breakup. And we were already seeing like pictures of season two, like
Hmm.
footage, like not footage, but like you know, like the street shots and what have you. So with the new suit,
Yeah,
and Bullseye. So yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting the conversation that he had with with Karen on the darkness, and he said like he let the darkness kind of power him.
yeah,
So, but then and at the end he kind of turned it around to something positive, and he said instead of he's the man without fear, we are the city without fear.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I did like that. That was pretty good. My theory is that, yeah, they decided that, hey, we're gonna do 20 episodes,
mhm,
and then Disney was like, no, that's
too
not
many.
good for the algorithm. We got to break it up into 10 episodes because this is what they do.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think
know
you're right.
this because I try to cancel my Disney Plus all the time. So what happens is they try to make it so that every month something is coming out, so you cannot cancel your Disney Plus for too long, right? So, like, for example, this is what you call it, Daredevil is ending, Andover is going to start,
Andor's next
right?
week. Yep.
Andor is
Yeah,
going to
it's like
start,
literally
and then
next week.
by the time Andover starts, Snow White is going to come out on Disney Plus. By the time Snow White comes out on Disney Plus, then a
Captain
new show is
America.
going to open, and by the
Yeah.
time that new show opens, Thunderbolts is going to come out. So it's
Mhm.
always this like rotating thing that we got to have at least one thing coming out new every month, so that people do not unsubscribe at any point, because like they don't want anyone to unsubscribe for longer than 2 months. If you unsubscribe for 1 month and you get back on, sometimes you're like, if you didn't even miss the thing, by the time your thing runs out, you start it up again. So they do this thing so that you keep your subscription. So they do it for the algorithm. They want to optimize how much you can like how much you're watching and how long you have the subscription. So that's the point of doing that. That's why they broke these episodes up. That's why they were doing 6 episodes arc. Because if you do 4 episodes, you can just watch something for 1 month and then turn it off. But if you do for six, then you got to have it for at least 2 months, right? That's why every show has
Mm.
6 episodes, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, 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 man.
if you did 8 episodes, you can watch Disney Plus for 2 months, turn it off. But if you have 10 episodes, you got to get those 2 extra months
Or
in. That's
nine.
or nine, right?
Yeah,
That's how
Yeah,
they do it.
I'm
They
good for the
they,
new
bro.
month.
they
You
can't do
really
like
opened my
divisibles
mind.
of fours because it's not optimal. They get that extra month. Even if you need one extra month a week, you have to pay for that one whole month. So it optimizes how people use these subscription-based streaming services. So that's why I believe this show was supposed to be a 20 episode show. This was supposed to be the half season mark, and then you get the other 10 episodes. They had broken them down into 10 and 10 to optimize subscriptions.
Wait, this was only 9 episodes this season,
It's
right?
9.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
9.
9.
Sorry, I meant 9.
So they'll
Yeah,
probably
and
just do
and
9 and 9.
well,
Yeah.
the leaks are saying that the next season's only 8 episodes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so that brings us to 17, which is a very interesting number.
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
not a normal. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's still not by 4s, right? So I think that's
Yeah.
that's the trick.
Yeah.
got it.
So yeah, it gets you that extra month.
All right, well, Daredevil
all right.
season 2 coming March 2026. It's not too far away.
Yeah, but
Is
they
it?
said, Punisher is also getting his special.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like a one shot, kind of like
Yeah.
Werewolf,
Yeah,
by
Werewolf
Night.
by Night.
which actually is I'm totally down for that because I loved Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
That was like one of the best one shots I've ever seen.
I would agree. Like when I first watched it, I didn't realize it was a one shot.
yeah,
But then when someone told me that, I was like, "Oh my god, this is just totally amazing now!" Like,
Yeah,
incredible
yeah.
work.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah.
those are always fun comics to read, like the one shots. And so why would you not do something like that in like the TV and movie
Yeah.
universe?
yeah.
Oh, so that one shot was probably those 3 extra episodes in the middle. Got it.
Could be.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That would
That
explain
makes
the
a
full
lot of
20
sense.
episodes, and then the one shot's like 1.5
They
hours.
just instead of doing kind of like Mando inside of the Boba Fett show, you have Punisher in his own one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of
Special
giving
presentation type of thing.
instead of giving it a backdoor spin-off, something like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, cool. All right. That's pretty much everything we covered. Basically, at the end, we get to see Matt try to give some hope to a city, but we don't see any big hero, so we're not that hopeful. Kind of like in real life. So
Bro, we skipped over a lot in this episode.
what else? What else do we got?
Let's talk
Oh, the
about
city
Vanessa
council.
and Fisk becoming like reconnecting their love for each other and how twisted they are and how much I don't like Vanessa in this last episode.
Yeah, Vanessa is not super great, and like she killed Foggy over this Redport issue. Like, damn.
Insane. Yeah. Cold blooded. I mean, when she said at the beginning of the episode, to Poindexter, my husband was not a part of this, and he's always part of this.
Yeah.
I was like,
And the fact that he knew the whole time, he always known about
Yeah.
her antics.
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I
And
mean, we
the
want to
way
talk
they were
about
just eating dinner together at the end, I was like, oh,
awkward. Yeah.
no.
What this means to me, what I've learned in my takeaway, is that marriage counseling works.
Okay, can't argue with that logic.
That's my takeaway.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
And then
also
back
like,
to what Rosie was saying, when Daniel and Buck threatened the council members that were not on their side,
Oh,
that was a scene.
yeah. an
like I said,
enemies
Michael
list.
Gandolfini, man, he has this like gravitas of like scary, this like young kid who you're kind of like whatever, but also like has a scary twitch to him. Even the way he interacts with BB is like, yeah, he's friends with her, but he wouldn't hesitate to hurt her.
Totally. It's crazy. Yeah, I got that vibe too. It's like definitely, you know, the James Gandolfini effect.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you could just be like hovering over, and just that alone will put some fear of God into someone.
really well.
Like
Really
like
well.
Kingpin, like Vincent D'Onofrio. Like you just like see him like put his like, you know, and kind of like Bane, put your hand on the other person's shoulder, or at least, you know. Yeah. It's,
It's menacing, right? And like even when he
Yeah.
did his like interview, he didn't sit in his chair. He like towered over you to talk to
Yeah.
you, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Which and it's really interesting because like there are a group of people that like that in a leader, right? There's like, yes, he's a strong leader. He's
Strong
terrified.
man.
He's not taking any BS, and like really, he's just like being impulsive. And
Martial law.
they're- Martial law. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, Vanessa is no angel herself though. She kills Adam, and I'm like, girl, that was your like side piece, and now you're like killing
Yeah.
him.
Like he
And
meant
then they-
nothing to her.
Yeah,
and they walk through like the row of all the prisoners. Like
yeah,
Yes.
they had
Swordsmen,
swordsmen, and they had Frank, and they had like probably city council members and other staff. Like, damn, like enemies list.
I
Sound
know.
familiar?
I mean, also keeping people in cages also sounds familiar.
Sounds very familiar. Yeah. God.
Bro.
Oh, and then the other scene where Punisher like gets to the Red Hook first and just starts killing all these cops. What a scene.
Yeah.
A little sad.
His fight scenes are always insane.
Yeah.
It is
And
really-
then what happened after that? Oh, and then Kingpin when he kills Commissioner Gala with his hands, it's like
yeah, we talked about that when he crushes his skull.
yeah.
Uh,
That was crazy.
yeah, it was. And the thing is, that's one of the scenes where they remind us that he's freakishly strong, which is like accurate in the comics. In the first Daredevil, they didn't talk about it that much until season 2, where he starts benching in jail like a crazy amount, and then you also see him like pick up Bullseye and like try to backbreak him and
Break
stuff.
his
Yeah,
break his back.
break his back, and then we also see him rip out a car door and try to kill Kate Bishop with it. So there are little instances to show us that he's freakishly strong, like to remind us.
Yeah. So
He is. I mean, Echo shot him in the head and he didn't die.
Yeah, but he's just a human.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Peak form. This is what peak human physical form looks like, guys. The Kingpin.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Echo will probably come back. I mean, you could probably also get like Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. But I'm hearing like because of stupid licensing issues, they can't bring Kingpin to the movie universe.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah.
So dumb. I think they
Sony-
should just like do it anyway. Be like, F you.
Yeah, but I
Honestly.
don't want Kingpin to be like an Avenger level
Shouldn't.
threat, anyways.
No,
I
he
feel like
shouldn't
he needs
be.
to be like a ground level story.
Yeah, I mean, if he's referenced, like, I think the thing is what I never really liked about the not I liked, but the Netflix shows, they like, they reference the event in New York and like different aspects of the Avengers universe, but it was like a one-way street. And then they obviously just kind of gave up and they kept moving
Yeah.
forward. But like, in the comics, there's always like the passing reference. You always have like the asterisks of like, this happened last ish. Or
Right.
you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be this, like, it is a universe, right? It's not like they're all going to be siloed off from each other. So I think that's what makes it so great. You can just kind of pick up what you like, and that's the universe.
That's true. All right, makes sense to me. Yeah, I remember they were trying to do that with like Agents of Shield for a little while, and then they just like gave up.
It didn't work. It didn't work. I think they had like Sam Jackson in one of them, and I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, I think it just gets too hard to do it all. All right, what else did we miss, Jazz?
I think that was it. I don't think
Yeah,
I-
I think that was it. I think we talked about pretty much everything else. But I am excited to see where season 2 goes. Like people have mentioned, like, Bullseye possibly gets new suit. Bullseye is definitely one of my favorite characters in this show. And one of the things that I find really interesting in like I think it was like season 3, whatchamacallit, Charlie Cox was like he hated seeing Bullseye in his costume. Because he was like, dude looked better in it than I did.
Yeah.
and I kind of agree. I feel
Yeah.
like that actor, he could have been just as good of a Daredevil, to be honest with you. He filled out that costume really well. But I'm
More
really,
natural.
yeah,
The
very
jaw,
natural.
everything. Like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, you just need to like put like make a mockery of it and like just put a bullseye on the
Bullseye on it.
Daredevil costume.
It's so good. I do feel like I want to go back and watch the Daredevil season
Same.
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2,
now.
and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Three
Yo,
was good.
watch party?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to watch
Do
it.
it, rewatch.
Watch party.
Let's do it. All right.
right.
Well, let us know if you guys want to join us in our watch party. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're going to be doing a few more shows. I think we're going to try to do Deli Boys if we can. But we are done with Marvel for now. And I think that's it. I think that's really all we got on our plate would be Deli Boys.
Well, then we have Andor next week.
Already next week? Wow.
It is literally 6 days away.
Oh my God. Andor. Oh, I gotta go back and rewatch Andor because that was phenomenal
Yeah,
show.
honestly,
good.
yeah. We have to do a whole rewatch of Andor this week before the 22nd or 23rd, whenever it comes out, and then boom, season 2.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and until next time, guys. Salaam, nerds.
Peace.